We're Northwestern State head coach Rick Cabrera as the Demons get ready for a busy Southland Conference weekend. And Coach, Southland Conference weekend, but it's getting back into Southland Conference play after about a month. You are 2-0 and you get to do it at home. Do you feel like there's still some momentum maybe left from those couple of conference games, even though it's been a month?
Yeah, absolutely. We got to remind the guys, because we played some games after those conference games, but we also remind them that, to start the new year, we got to play the two teams that were in the championship game in the Southland tournament last year. Obviously every game is important, but, like this game coming up Saturday is, extremely important for our guys.
And at least right now, you talked about it. Yeah, they ended last year in the conference tournament championship game, but right now you're on level footing. You're three of the four teams that are 2-0 are going to be playing here in Natchitoches this weekend. Biggest weekend in a while in conference play.
Yeah, no doubt, man. There's some good basketball in the Southland Conference, and we have a good ball club. I'm proud of the way our guys have performed in the first semester. But now this is where all the marbles are laid out, is in conference play, man. So we got off to a good start being 2-0, and now we're coming back home, and if we take care of home court, we'll be fine.
You mentioned that 2 wins on the road are great, and you haven't had a chance to play a Southland game at home, so you get to come back home for the first time in about 10 or 12 days, and hopefully for some energy in this building.
Yeah. Our students aren't here, but that's part of college sports. In regard to our local fans, we got to get them out here and have them come support, but most importantly, we have to reiterate to our guys to focus on the task at hand. Whether there's 30,000 people in there, it doesn't fit 30, but whether there's 30,000 or whether there's one, we still got to perform and play basketball and do well and play a basketball.
You're going to face a Nichols team that last year, a couple of really tough matchups, really close matchups, especially the one the back end of the year at home. And again, you feel like with that group, a bit of a measuring stick, but it seems like they're kind of a unique team these days. Don't shoot it very well from deep, but very effective.
Yeah, as a head coach, I look at their numbers and I scratch those numbers out, because they have one of the best shooters in the league in Rob Brown. Statistically, he's not shooting well, but he's capable of lighting it up. You're in sports, it's game to game. You can get hot one game, and you cannot make a certain amount another game. So I'm expecting them, to be on their A game. They have very good players. They have some really good returners that are leading the way, and we have to do our job to contain those guys.
You've got a guy you talked about, getting hot in one game. Micah Thomas had that game for you at Texas a couple of days ago, and he's one again. You talked about wanting consistency in that first semester. Maybe gets ratcheted up even more as you go to the last 18 games of the year in conference.
Yeah, Mike is a young man who, from a talent standpoint, he may be our most talented player, believe it or not. Very skilled, very crafty at the point guard spot. Can shoot the ball, can find guys, get guys involved. And he played really well in Texas. I just need him to be a little more consistent. But I also have to have a little bit more patience with him as well, because he's proven, to be a good guard in this league and at this level. He's playing against his old team. I don't think he has that mojo of I want to get revenge or anything like that. He's just focused. He's been through the the gauntlet of Division I basketball. So he's focused on the next game, and I'm happy to have him being a level-headed young man.
And I guess for you talked about it. He's been through the Southland Conference ringer, not just in a conference, in this conference. Now you've got some guys who are kind of going through for the first time, but he's a guy that can kind of guide them along, even if it's been in a different jersey.
Yeah, and that's what we need, man. It's our job to mentally prepare these guys and physically through scout. Because I tell them all the time, I say, guys, my days are over of scoring a basket, of getting a rebound, getting an assist. This is your world, and we're just living in it. But it's my job to prepare you, to help you be successful. And these guys have been coachable. They've been practicing hard this week. So hopefully, the two words that we reiterate is carry over. If you can carry over your effort, intensity, and your attention to detail into games, and we'll have success.
When you look, you don't ever want to look ahead. I know coaching, that is the ultimate cardinal sin, is to look ahead. But we're going to sit here and look ahead a little bit to Monday when you have McNeese coming in, and a team that the record's not as gaudy as it was last year, but still an incredibly good team and one that was picked to win this league for a reason.
No, McNeese is a really, 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 really good team. I don't look at their record. I look at their schedule, and they played a really tough schedule. Just like we played a tough schedule. I think we have the toughest schedule in the conference. I would think McNeese is up there in the top in the top 2 or 3. They have balance, they have depth, they have size. They could beat you defensively alone, even if they have bad shooting nights. So we got to be able to block in on the offensive end as well as the defensive end. We're going to do our job defensively. But they're a really good ball club, coached very well, and we're looking forward to playing them.
You mentioned winning with defense, and that's one thing you've said before. So after several games in this room, that's your staple too. That's where you've got to be consistent.
We'll never waver on that. I'll never say to my staff and never say to my players, we got to get better offensively. Now, I'll say we got to get better execution-wise, but defensively, we are locked in. As long as I'm the coach of this team, as long as I'm able to coach this game, I'm always going to be a defensive-minded because that's going to win us games and championships. And so far, we've done well. We've had moments where we need to get better at certain things, but we've done well on the defensive end. Playing in our matchup zone and also in man-to-man. So we just got to keep trending upward and getting better.
Coach, as always, appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.